This is how much I was in love with this person. So I painted him and his grandma.
When was the first time he asked you for money?
The letters that were written was like this amazing sort of fairy tale.
Today we are going to be speaking with Cynthia from Vancouver, Canada. She has been dating a man online who also claims he is living in Vancouver, Canada. Cynthia met him on the dating app Tinder. Let's see if we can find out who the real man is inside these photos. We appreciate all the support, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Cynthia, hi, how are you? Welcome to an episode of Scamfish, and you have an interesting story to tell, don't you?
Yes, I do. Thank you for having me. This is a fantastic opportunity to help other people.
Tell us a little bit about your backstory, kind of what led up to you dating online.
I never ever imagined that I would actually be dating online again, ever. I just came in from a 10-year relationship. I thought I'd be married forever, had my kids later in life, you know, we're doing really well. And unfortunately, through it all, my ex has some pretty harsh anxiety, decided he couldn't be with the family anymore, and devastation kicked in. And I just couldn't believe, oh my God, really, I have to actually date again, like, and being online, like.
What gave you enough courage to be like, okay, you know what, I got to get back out there, you know, I need some companionship? What did that?
Definitely a friend of mine helped. She gave me sort of like, look, you got to get up, you got to do it again, you've got to go out there. She also gave it sort of like a little bit of, hey, it could be fun, like it doesn't have to all be devastation all around, right? So I did. I got onto an app, a dating app, because that's, you know, not only are we in COVID where we can't, you know, this is the regular thing.
Before, when you were in a relationship, it wasn't a big deal, but now all of a sudden you're dating online, and you're not just trying to navigate these waters, but there's these insecurities, and then how it felt to have somebody talk to you this way.
Okay, so my insecurities were a huge part of dating now. Then, I mean, it was fantastic. You know, I had long hair. I was like 20 pounds thin, you know, didn't have any kids. I'm in a position where I've got to date again, and I have all these insecurities about body image. Maybe there's some lines that are coming up in your face or your neck or your chest, or, you know, things that are not sitting in totally the right spaces anymore. And then there's a lot of competition out there.
What app did you get on, and what was your initial experience on that app?
So when I first got on dating, my first app was Tinder. And that was quite the experience, because Tinder, boy, it's like going shopping. There is a lot of people on Tinder.
And then after dating online for a little bit, you had changed to a few different apps, right? And from there, you met somebody who ended up being a catfish. Tell us about that story.
Yeah, so after being online for a little bit, getting to know people, sorting through them all, just trying to find somebody that was real. Then along behold, somebody wrote me, and you know, the funny part was I didn't even have their picture. We just started writing, and then they sent me their picture, and I was like, oh wow, and my type. A couple more pictures back and forth, and then the letters. I mean, just the letters that were written was like this amazing sort of fairy tale.
What were some of those things that they would say to you?
Compliments, going back and forth with the stories. They would tell me tidbits of their story. I tell them tidbits of my story. but it wouldn't be just in short version like usual. It would be like a long sort of novel almost, you know. You'd read this whole thing and then you're just connecting left, right, and center with this person.
When you met that guy, what was his name? What was his background? And how did things start progressing?
His name was Gary Truman. Gary Truman was from the UK. He had an engineering background. He had a 13-year-old boy. He initially was living here in Vancouver. And so I thought, you know, we could even meet up. He said he just moved here, just bought a home here. Then the phone calls started happening. So then I was getting a phone call, and of course he had that amazing accent, right? So no offense to everybody in North America, but sometimes when you hear, "Oh my God, I love you. I just absolutely love you, Cynthia. I think you're the most amazing woman I've ever met," you know, and you're just like, oh yeah, you could just keep going. Just feed my ego. Keep going. This is awesome. He loves me.
When was the first time he asked you for money? When did it all start changing?
Probably, I think it took about 5 months. So he first asked for money when I questioned something. And he phoned me. I was actually at a store. And he phoned me and he reassured me his love. "I love you, Cynthia. I love you. Don't think this of me. Oh my goodness, why would you think this of me? I love you so much," you know? And so you're listening to all this, "I love you." And I think he was like really panicked at this point that I might catch on. He wrote me the next day and said, "Look, I'm in trouble. The project in the UK, I desperately need some money. I'm stuck on this oil rig. Something's happened to my MasterCard or my Visa or whatever he used. Something's happened. I need your help. My love, I need your help. Will you help me?"
Who knew about this relationship? Who were you talking to about this? And at that point, you're so excited about all this, and now you have to tell them that you have doubts. Like what? So kind of walk us through that and what that was like.
I was worried, you know. I've got a son, and I was worried about what he would think about mommy having another relationship and meeting somebody, and gosh, you know, adding another child into the scenario, you know, where I never ever thought that that was going to be something that we would be even considering. Trying to do a little bit at a time so it wasn't some sort of shock, like all of a sudden here's somebody else, you know. I didn't want any sort of jealousy. I didn't want any sort of bad feelings or any sort of rejection from my son, from no, that's not something that was supposed to be in our life. Why would we add somebody else into our family? And I was honest with him. I was honest. I said, "Mommy's made a really bad mistake. I fell in love with somebody that wasn't real." And he goes, "Well, yeah, I knew that." I go, "What? How'd you know that?" And he goes, "Well, Mom, one of the pictures that you showed of his house is on YouTube. Like, you can see it."
So your son knew and didn't say anything until after you came clean.
Yeah, he didn't want to hurt Mommy's feelings that maybe.
How did you break things off with him? And then also, what were you going through at that time? Like, because you're 5 months into this relationship.
I was so curious on all the different angles that he was thinking that I was going to get this money to him. I think he knew at that point that he knew he was busted. I mean, he knew that there was no way I was going to give him a dime, and probably that's the end result, right? So why keep writing me? And that's when he started twisting it around like I was a bad person and I didn't really love him and this whole thing's fake, and that's when he started doing that. And then when he wrote me this is all just being a fairy tale, I didn't write back. I actually had taken his photos and I put one in a frame beside my bed. And yeah, that one went into the drawer and, you know, like scrunched up, and you know, it's just you go through all the stages. Like any breakup, you're going to go through those stages. You know, you're going to go through the depression, then you're going to go through the anger, then you're going to go back to analyzing yourself and you know, and looking back, and then you're like, and then you go into panic, because then I was like, oh my God, all the photos that I sent, all my whole entire story is now out there. Any advice for anybody going through exactly what you've gone through on how to heal and how to get through this? Yeah, so advice to start out with would be definitely get on some sort of Skype, something real, to actually have a real conversation with the person. If you can't meet them in person because of COVID, then it's Messenger, Skype, Zoom, something where it's not recorded. I want to say thank you for taking the time, and I wish you the absolute best, and we'll be in touch as things come out. But this has been great, and I really appreciate the time. Okay, well, anything I can do to help other people in this world, whether they be, you know, women like me or guys. I think everybody's getting scammed right now, and if I can help just one person, then I so be it, right? Absolutely. Don't do what I did. Great advice today, and we'd love to hear your story. You have a great rest of your afternoon. Okay, bye. Bye, guys. Bye.
After doing some investigation, our search specialist found the real man in the photos. His name is Tommy Davidson, living in Tennessee. Tommy, aka Good Time Tommy, is a very established real estate agent and motivational event coordinator.
Okay, everybody. Yeah, so I have found out definitely today that the person that was trying to write me and tell me that they loved me, and oh gosh, there's like 150 letters back and forth, all their pictures, all his pictures, all the pictures are fake. So we found the person, and they showed me him today. So it's quite shocking to see that he's definitely not from the UK, he's definitely from the States. And yeah, so that was really, that's a lot to take in. So don't give them money. Definitely don't give them money. They don't need it. I already gave them enough. I gave him my time, my talent. I love to paint, so I actually did a painting out of one of the photos that was sent to me of this particular individual. And so I'll show it to you now. This is how much I was in love with this person. Yep, so I painted him and his grandma. Gosh, I was so in love with him. So much so, but I didn't give him any money, thank goodness. So I hope that his pictures get taken down. I wish him the best of luck. I wish everybody the best of luck to find a real person in these COVID times. Do not, if you can't meet up with them, definitely FaceTime them, do something, find out if they're real, because this, finding out today and listening to his actual voice, I might probably just go and have a couple tears right now. So I wish you guys all the best of luck, and I hope that my story has helped you.
Thanks for watching another episode of Scamfish presented by socialcatfish.com. See you next time.
Are you unsure if the person you're talking to online is real or fake? Maybe you've been trying to get a family member or friend to come to terms, and you have a story that you'd like to share about a romance scam. If this is you, email us at sharemystory@socialcatfish.com. By allowing our YouTube audience to hear about your experiences, you can educate them on what you went through and the signs you witnessed. Education is the best way to prevent these scams. Your story could be the reason thousands of scams are prevented.